You knew this was going to happen?
Of course, I knew it was going to happen. I was coming from APC. I know our second name there is impunity. We can believe we can get away with murder and do things as if there is no law. So the moment they had their primary last year, I got all the documents I needed.
Hello, my great and wonderful people. How on a day today? I hope all of you day well. Today, we get this video interview for our table on the basic one quickly deliver make you watch. Before we go on, one first of all say a very big kudos to Arise News Media when ABC that they give us access to this very great information. And it get the reason why ABC won't leave you make you watch this video. This video now interview going to be say it concern one of the PDP governorship election for Lagos State when they say it contest against Babajide Sanwo Olu for the last election when they say as we talk now, it did before the courts. Now, before this man become a candidate of PDP, in na APC member. Yes, it decamp for APC to PDP. Now, it can become a major contestant for PDP against the candidate of APC, where ABC Info Fedicom. Now, for this very interview, it gets something when ABC in review concerning APC. It not really they matter to us for everything when ABC in talk, just as you don't already see Simon from the introduction of this very broadcast, although would they leave you to watch this full video. I beg pay attention, although this video will take you a little time. It will do you more good if you listen from the beginning to the end in order for you to comprehend everything when it be said this man they try to review concerning all the manipulations when it be said these people take kill the politics of this nation, Nigeria.
The matter is already before the tribunal. Final written addresses, as the introduction indicated, will be submitted and will be adopted, on August 12th. So I was surprised when I saw that you are our guest. If the matter is already before the tribunal, why not allow the tribunal to adopt all the written addresses, and then the tribunal would take a date and give its verdict. You being a major plaintiff in this matter. So I ask you, what's up?
Okay, I think at this point, Dr. Bati, the job is already done. All the fact before the courts, there is nothing to add anymore. There is nothing to remove. Our petition is premised on the disqualification of both candidates. Election in Nigeria is held under certain rules provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Part of these rules are that whoever wants to run for an election, especially for office of governor of Lagos State or of any state in Nigeria, must be a member of a political party who must sponsor such a person for that election. And that's what Section 177C of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has amended, provided that you must fulfill that for you to be a member of a party, and that party must sponsor you. And sponsorship includes holding a valid primary and making sure that such a candidate did not submit falsified information or document to INEC. That's taken care of from Section 182, 1J of the
after election, every politician becomes a lawyer.
Of course.
I like the way you are quoting sections.
And if you then go to the Electoral Act, Electoral Act says that, especially Section 82(1) of the Electoral Act says that for a political party to organize a congress or meeting for the purpose of nominating a candidate, it must give at least 21-day notice to INEC, and that is this position of that section. And Section 82(5) of that same section, which ended that section, says failure to do so, we nullify, we render such meeting or primary election invalid. So in our case, we have submitted before the tribunal, fact that these two political parties did not comply with the provisions of that law. And throughout the trial, they did not submit anything to contradict that position, including, calling witnesses and all of that. And secondly, under Section 84, 5B1 of the Electoral Act, it says that for a primary election to be held, there must be a communication, notification from party to INEC, notification that will speak about the date, the venue, which must be authorized by the national body of the party, NEC, and NWC is acting for NEC now. The two political parties did not also comply with this because the notification they sent to INEC was signed by the state chapter of the party, which is, in contrary to that provision. And under Section 84, subsection 13 of the Electoral Act, it says failure to do that, will then mean that your candidates will not be included in that election. It was clear. Okay, so, and throughout this whole thing, you had information about a WAEC saga of somebody. And we have been able to prove to the tribunal with every evidence before them that, look, this person lied on oath to say that in 1981, he sat for WAEC. All right? And there is a section of the law which says, if you look at your Form A-9, you will ask, have you ever presented a forged certificate to WAEC? You said no. And we said he lied on oath. And we needed to prove that. So in proving that, we recall the statement of WAEC result that is submitted to INEC and tender it in court. We then suppose WAEC to come and tell us if truly you have this result in your custody, and come and tender the certificate under oath, because so WAEC came to say they were unable to tender the certificate under oath because they did not retain same. The same WAEC went to tender citizen certificate in Ogun State. But okay, they didn't come with the certificate. We also asked them to come with master lists. So the master list that they came with had a name which is quite different from the statement of result that he submitted, which is also different from all other certificates of his, like the first degree, second degree, and the NYC call-up letter. It's even different from how he himself put down his name, okay? The first statement of result that he submitted to INEC had his surname. When you ask about your name, surname, first name, other name. So that statement of result had a surname and first name, no other name. Sanwo Olu, Babajide, no other name. The one brought by WAEC had a surname, Sanwo Olu, first name, Olushola, other name, Babajide. The other document that is submitted had a surname, which is Sanwo Olu, hyphenated this time. Sanwo-Olu, okay, Babajide Olushola, which is also clear, different from that of the one WAEC brought. Other documents had that. And under Nigerian law, and there are several authorities to that effect, that if you have at any time changed your name or added another name, there is what we call a deed poll that has to say, this is me. I changed, or I edited, or I rearranged my name. So throughout the trial, they never submitted such. And he did not even come to testify to say, I'm still the same person. Go ahead, please.
This matter is before the court currently, and it's really important for us not to preempt judgment or to even state the matter or the case before the people, because at the end of the day, it's the tribunal that would decide on this matter. However, I want to take you away from that and just ask with regards to the eventualities. In the event that you don't win at the tribunal, just in the event that you don't win at tribunal, go to the Supreme Court, what are the other options for you? Would you be willing at all to work with this particular government or work for Lagos State, or perhaps look to consolidate as one of the main oppositions, one, and two, is the PDP as a party, because you had complained in the past about some saboteurs within the PDP against your ambitions. Have you received the support from the PDP as required or as requested, or are you running this journey solo?
No. So let me first speak to, you see, election is a process, I keep saying this, and it's also stated in the Constitution of Nigeria that it's not an event. And this is part of the process. For many, they thought it ended with counting of voting and announcing somebody. No. The tribunal, the appeal, the Supreme are still part of this process. So until all of this are exhausted, you don't speak to what is next. Okay? And this is ongoing. And speaking about whether it is before the tribunal or not, it is before the tribunal. Like I said, this is not the trial is closed already. Final written address is done. Nobody can add anything, nobody can remove anything, and none of that.
So we have judgment from the court.
Yes, when we get to on Saturday, the written address will be adopted, and tribunal will set a date for judgment. But let me say this: we had some experiences during the trial, which people look at and they begin to look at, are they trying this again? Ordinarily, if we were in a sinner climb, because what we have is a fact and a law, nobody should bother about anything, but because it is what it is, this is Nigeria. I'll give you an example. When we're doing this WAEC thing, we raised an application because when we supposed WAEC to come, the witness, that came, we wanted to declare that witness an hostile witness. Why? Is because some of the things that we asked him to do, he didn't comply. So in declaring an hostile witness, we give us opportunity to cross-examine that witness. But the court says, no, we cannot cross-examine him because we brought the witness. Okay, we left it, even though we have seen what we're looking for. However, we now decided to throw in an application before the tribunal to say, okay, this is an application. We want WAEC to subject their server for forensic analysis. So what now happened immediately was that the respondent, APC and Sanwo Olu, raised a counter affidavit to that application, which is normal. Surprisingly, WAEC also came. So one of the lawyers, of Tinibu in Abuja was seconded to come to Lagos to stand for WAEC, to say, no, you cannot look at our server. WAEC is not a party to our case. So this is what now happened. Immediately they filed that counter affidavit. All of them exceeded the number of pages provided by law that counter affidavit should have. And our lawyer raised it in court. So the tribunal struck it out, which means that at that point, that application has no opposition. But yet, tribunal rejected that application. It called for break. There were several, drama in court, long waits, long recess, and they came back after striking out the counter affidavit. They rejected the application. So it caused for worry. It's okay, on what premise are you canceling this? Again, we're supposed to have this final address on Monday. It was postponed to Saturday. Our people went to court. Why? It's because they have this distrust. Maybe they will come behind us. Maybe, they're looking for technicalities and all of that. So throughout the trial, what they were saying is that this is a pre-election matter. It cannot fly. But fortunately, in Ndidi and Ngozi Okoye of Anyocha South, tribunal gave a ruling on the 24th of July, saying the issue of sponsorship is both pre- and post-election matter. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
So this is where we are now. Now, talking about our party, of course, if you see my petition is Jandor and PDP, not just Jandor. Unlike GRV's petition, it's just him. The party is not part of his petition. So, which means that we're still intact within our party. PDP is our party. We still have our party being part of this process, and nothing is wrong within our party.
Okay, good to see you again, John. I think we've not really spoken post-election.
Yes, no, I was there.
Okay, post-election. Mm-hmm. Good.
At the beginning of this trial.
At the beginning of the trial, okay. I'd like to just ask you this. Mm-hmm. Number one, you've talked extensively as regards the petition and all of that. Secondly, I'd like to ask you, in all of this last 1 year, what are the lessons you've learned? Because I'm sure it's been a ride for you. Mm-hmm. You never thought it was going to go this way. You've had a lot of ups and downs and all of that. What has been the lessons for you?
Okay, Rufai, let me say to you that I wasn't caught by surprise with anything that has played out. As a matter of fact, all the things that I tendered before the courts now challenging the election of these people are things that I've kept since last year. Because
You knew this was going to happen?
Of course, I knew it was going to happen. I was coming from APC. I know our second name there is impunity. We can believe we can get away with murder and do things as if there is no law. So the moment they had their primary last year, I got all the documents I needed. I kept it within me, preparing for a day like this. Same with Labour Party. Take, for instance, what we took to court was that Labour Party candidate was not even a member of Labour Party. He's still a member of PDP. He didn't resign. And we have presented before the court register of Labour Party submitted by Labour Party to INEC. First one was submitted April 2022 to INEC. Second one was submitted May 2022 to INEC. The third one was submitted April 2023, updated with a letter written to say we have updated our membership from May last year to April this year. And none, his name is not in any of this. And we have presented before the court. That's a fact. That's gone in contrary to the provision of the law, which says you must be a member of a political party and must be responsible for that political party. So all of these I have known. During that election, after the first election, and people were saying Labour and PDP come together, this is how you are going to. I was there. And I said, I don't have a problem whatsoever in us coming together. But in doing that, we must put our best foot forward. We must present a candidacy that has no issue. So till tomorrow, nobody has questioned my qualification to run or my candidacy. So this is just it. So I knew it will happen this way.
So we're talking about lessons. Yeah, you've talked about this at nauseam. The lessons
of course,
that you've learned in the past 1 year.
If you're coming into trade of this nature, except you're not ready, a lot will happen. So you have to prepare for everything that's going to come your way. I will say some things I will just laugh. But
like what?
Like somebody coming today to say, I'm still in PDP, I didn't go anywhere, yet campaign openly for another party, you just smile. That's politicians for you. But some of us decided to come here to see how we can change this terrain. We can't continue this way. You understand? Of course, I've seen people who sat with me.
But a lot of people keep asking Jandor that why do you think you can change the terrain for a system you enjoyed the perks of for so many years? Like you said there are certain political parties known for impunity. You also reigned and enjoyed the impunity for so many years. So where did that epiphany come?
I don't know where you get that from, because one, while I was there, I've never contested, I've never been appointed.
Yeah, but
I was there.
Like they say in Yoruba, like Olabe now.
No. If you say Olabe, let me tell you what it is. I was the consultant in that corridor, so I was providing a service which they are paying for.
Which service were you paying?
I was providing media consulting service to them. I was the PR person there.
Yeah, but that means you benefited from the money.
I did not. They benefited from my service.
Okay.
Of course, they benefited from my service. And if my service is not good, if my service is not good, they won't be here.
If you say there was impunity there,
now listen,
and you were providing services to impunity.
I was providing services to the government, not the political party. But because I was there, and because I won't say because, my business is enjoying patronage from there, then I will shut my eyes at some things and I won't do what I'm doing today. That is what differentiates people like us from you.
Why are you taking the stand now? Like, you could have taken the stand earlier.
No. If you'd done that earlier, it would amount to death penalty for you. Okay. Because there's a Yoruba saying that you don't ask for your father's death if your hand never touched the Kuda. Abi?
All right, my great and wonderful people. I believe say you don't listen from the beginning to the end of this very broadcast. Most especially, wetin get our attention now this last debate, the last part of this very broadcast, where it be say Rufai Oseni, they interact with this man one-on-one. You did there before. You render services. You know what they go on. You enjoy everything and the dividends of those things when it be say if they happen, when it be say you presently now they call impunity. Now when it be say you don't come out for them, now you they confess say the ground not good for you. Now you want fight against them. Why you not fight them when it be say you did there? And you equally say the response when it be say you give. Say you not fit fight giants when it be say you not get money for hand. I just say make a translate in a very simple manner. All right. Now, it don't dey for PDP now. Now it want fight the opposition when it be say, wetin dey for ground. We not get anything to talk, but one thing we want to send as a message to all of us Nigerians. Now we the fool, all of them they be one. I believe say it did very clear to you and I now. Say all these people they be best of rotations of the same feathers. I beg, I don't know whether that English they correct, but I just say make una manager. Yes, they be the same bird when they be say that they change their feathers. If this one too you serve them, they pull them away, grow another one, they still remain the same old bird when they be say if they grow different feather in different seasons. The time when they be say not they favor them, they will cry come outside. But when they be say it will the favor them, you know go hear their voices. Now Nigerians now if they suffer and all round ramification. All right, also talking concerning this matter, we'll leave you to share your opinion with us in the comment section, even as we draw the line of this very broadcast here. We'll see you again when we see you. Remember, we love you all. Bye-bye.